Hey everyone, this is me, the Undead Viking, and this is Epic Dice Tower Defense. Now, as you probably can guess, this is a tower defense game where each person is going to be building up these defenses that protect their keep, but also they're going to be also recruiting different, like, monstrous minions that they're going to use, and they're going to send those out to attack their neighbors, and in the hopes of tearing down what they're constructing as well. And, because, as you might have guessed, since it's called Epic Dice, all of this stuff is dice. It's tons and tons and tons of awesome dice that you're going to roll to do the attacks, to set up your towers, launch catapult boulders, things like that. Which, you know, if you've watched these shows, you know that I'm a big fan of dice. I enjoy them a great deal in all the games that I've played. So let me show you how the game is played. It is very straightforward, but a lot of fun. And then we'll come back here and I'll tell you more about Epic Dice Tower Defense. Alright, this is Epic Dice Tower Defense. Alright, so this is your player board. Each person's going to get one that look like this. And these are the many different kinds of dice that you'll be using as you play the game. This 8-sided over here, you're not going to roll that. That is just your scoring track. The first person to get to 8 points will win the game. Now, just to give you an up-close look at one of these player boards, you'll notice that there's a spot here and a spot here, and I've already placed these 2 dice there. That is a level 4 tower. No matter what, at the beginning of every round, no matter how badly you got beat down, you're always going to be able to build for free a level 4 tower in both of those locations. Now, you might notice that there are spots here, here, and here, and here. Now, those spots you can purchase on your turn during your buy phase. You're going to be able to purchase other dice that you're going to possibly be able to roll and then construct more towers to defend yourself. Now, it's very important to note that you notice how this is like your right lane, this is your left lane. Basically, when you're playing, only the people, like the person to your left can attack this lane, and the person to your right can attack this lane. If you're playing with 4-person, the person across the table, you really don't have to worry about them. I mean, they can muck with you a little bit by maybe buying the dice that you want on their turn, but, you know, for the most part, they're not going to be the ones attacking you directly. So, you're going to, like, basically try to figure out what this person's strategy is as far as the types of minions and how badly, you know, they're going to want to attack you. And for that matter, you know, the person across the table, depending on how well they're defending themselves, it's important because maybe this person and this person will want to focus on that person instead of you. You can also beg for mercy, and hopefully they'll listen to you. But regardless, so then also, obviously, the person to your right can only attack this lane as well. So just keep that in mind as you're playing the game. Now, you're going to build, as I said, more towers here, and there are some other things you can build in those locations, and I'll explain that in just a little bit. But then you have these 3 spots here. Now, these first 2 are spots for your waves of minions, and these are these goblins and zombies and orc raiders and what have you that you're hiring, that you're going to be sending out to attack your enemies. Also, there is a 3rd row here, and that is for your bonus minions that you possibly can get. Now, normally what happens is you attack with your wave 1, you attack with your wave 2, and if you're lucky enough to have any bonus minions, and you get those basically because, like, you could have, if you have necromancy spells, you'll have zombies there. Your goblins can sometimes turn tail and run, and then they'll hide back here, and then you'll be able to use them later. So you have different things available to you as far as the different options when the attacks come through. So basically, the game boils down to 3 different phases. You're going to have a buying phase, you're going to have an attack phase, and then you're going to have like a cleanup phase. And these are relatively simple to do. For the buy phase, normally you have 5 gold. There are some factors that might mess with that. You can't save your money between turns, so you might as well blow all your cash. For gold, you can do what's called a construction action. On a construction action, you can take a die and roll it, and then you get a 4, and you can build a tower. Well, I mean, you won't always get a 4, obviously. There's more. And so you have, like, those things where you're able to place more towers. You also, so, like, and so if you build another one, then you should place 3. Now, if you didn't like that 3, you could spend another gold on a construction action to re-roll that die. So you can hopefully get something better, and then you get a 3 anyway, so you're like, fine, whatever. But you can also by what's this little catapult, and that is part of a construct action. Catapults are allowed to attack, and everybody gets one of these. It isn't like see, like every type of die can get one. There isn't like only one catapult available. However, obviously these other ones are kind of finite in comparison as far as the number of dice that are available for those. But so a catapult, you put it alongside a tower. And basically, the catapult gets to attack the minions before they approach. So you can hopefully take out a minion before you get attacked, which, might not make a big difference when you're being attacked by a big giant horde of goblins. But when, like, you're being attacked by maybe some singular things like the demon or the dragon or whatever, having that available to you, to be able to take out one of those big guys, huge bonus. And also, having this out here might make you look, less susceptible to being attacked, and somebody might want to attack the other person that's across. Instead of this person attacking the person on the right, they're going to want to attack the person on their left. All right, so that's buy actions. You can also buy a spell. The nice thing about buying a spell is that you do not, I repeat, you do not have to pay, like roll the die. So basically you get three choices. You can have a haste, you can have necromancy, and you can have a golem. And so you can buy multiple spells, but you can't have the same spell. You can't have multiples of the spell. So a golem, basically he gets to be a level 6 tower, and he stands in front of all the other towers. So if you had another tower here, he would stand in front of all those, and you have an extra bit of defense. If you choose haste, basically that makes it so you go first in the attack round. So if you want to make sure you get your attacks out and get them going right away, then you go first. And then obviously necromancy, as you can probably guess, as your minions are killed and the minions are destroyed, you get to place them as zombies as bonus dice, in front of your keep in this wave 3 area there. So pretty straightforward as far as the spells go, but very, very important if you want to spend the gold on doing that. So if you wanted so maybe we didn't really like that 3, so we purchase, a golem and put that right there. Now, last but definitely not least, you can't win the game by just defending. You have to go out and you have to raid other people. And so then you want to spend your gold on purchasing other creatures and basically have dice. Now, when you purchase these, you're going to place them in the different waves, and you're going to roll all of the wave dice all at once when you do an attack. So just keep that in mind when you're going to be doing this process. Now, much like some other games out there, like Quarriors or Hero Dice and things like that, the dice are going to have numbers on them, like pips and what have you, but they also have certain actions. Like here, the slimes, if you roll this, normally the slimes can't really do any damage, but they reduce the current tower strength by 1 if the tower is not destroyed. You return the minion to the supply. So you can reduce the tower, the defense of the tower, just by lowering its pips, and that ultimately could destroy it as well. I'm going to explain how combat works here in just a little bit, but just kind of keep that in mind. And of course, that makes the tower more susceptible to other attacks. Like Orc Raiders, they actually go and they try to take out the minions of the person that you're attacking. So once again, the timeline or who you go ahead of and stuff are important. So select any wave owned by the defending player. That player must select 1 minion from that wave and return it to supply, and then return this Orc Raider to supply. So basically they run out there, kill whatever they're killing, and then they're killed themselves. But straightforward. And that's only if you actually roll, on these dice, they'll have numbers, but then if you roll the face of the creature, you get to enact the special power. So you might notice also on these cards there's these 2, 4, 5, 6. That isn't how much gold it costs. Basically for 1 gold, that's how many of those minions you get. So you can spend 1 gold and you would get 6 minions. So if I spent 1 gold, I could go 1, 2, 3, if I can take these out of here, 4, 5, 6, and I could take those and I could put that all in my wave 1, like so. And then if I spent another gold, I could get 2 trolls. So I could take 2 trolls and go like there. And then perhaps for my final wave, I'd spend 1 gold and I would get 4 of these guys. So I spent 1 in this case. If we follow along, I spent 1 gold on getting these guys out here. I spent another gold trying to reroll a better tower for that. And then I built a catapult. So I had 3 gold left. And then, actually, I spent too much gold. So well, let's say, for example, I think I spent 6. Because then a spell is another gold. So that was 3. And then I went 4, 5, 6. So let's say, for example, this is like wave 2 or round 2 or something like that. And like the previous round, I had used the were-rat. And so like you can see here, and I roll one of these, and it says the defending player receives 1 less gold during the next phase, and you receive 1 more. So like we got that. We'll just pretend, so to say. All right, so there we go. So we put that on there, and now like we go to the attack phase. So basically what happens, and let me just grab one of these really quick, and I can show this. So let's say I'm attacking, this person is to my right, and so I'm only going to be attacking this lane right there. And let's just go ahead and give them, make them the color green, and let's go ahead and give them a 4, and let's say they have that. That's their defense. So when I attack with my first wave, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these dice, and I'm going to roll them. And what I want to do is I want to have better than that 5, because that means I'm going to basically take down that tower. Now, hopefully, one of the really cool things, what I can do here, is with this troll, with their big face here, they actually destroy, they destroy the current tower. And it doesn't stop the tower from like actually hurting and destroying the other people. So that's kind of cool that the troll on a 4, 5, or 6, basically they can destroy any tower, because with a 6 and a 6 tower, you're going to win anyway. So let's just roll these, see what I get here. So, of course I rolled 2 1s for my troll. That's not good at all. Alright, so you can see here I rolled a 4, a 4, a 4, a 4, a 4, and luckily I rolled a 6 for one of my goblins right there. So I didn't roll any of the special abilities, so none of my goblins are turning around and running back and hiding, so I didn't get any of my bonus wave. That kind of stinks. I was really looking forward to that. You know, let's cheat and just say I got one of those. So, like, got one of those. So that guy runs away from the combat, and he hides in my wave 3, and he's going to be ready for me. Like, that's why I get an extra attack there at the end. So first things first, we compared the level of the tower 5 to the rolls I made. So I rolled all of these 4s. Actually, I took away my 1 6. I'm going to cheat again. Alright, so there's my 1 6, right? So I got these, and I got those. So all of these get returned to the supply. Thanks a lot, trolls. You were great. But I have this 6, and I have that one guy that turned around and ran away. Now, if I had any that matched a 5, like if one or more minions are tied, you only select one of those minions and send it back to the supply. The rest of them get to stay right there. Now, if I exceeded that particular one, I did with this goblin. This lone goblin was really, really powerful. He destroys the tower. So, bam! I get to go ahead and destroy that tower. And now there's only the 1 left. So, then I get to repeat all those steps with my remaining minions until all the defending towers are destroyed, or my minion is destroyed. So I got this one guy. Let's hope I can get a 5 or a 6 with this guy. Or a 1. I wouldn't mind a 1. Send him back. Here, so I got like basically a 50-50 here. Let's go. Yes! So I got rolled him, so he runs away and he hides. Okay, that would be my entire turn as far as that goes. So then we go around the table. Maybe this guy wants revenge. He took out all of these and was a jerk and destroyed my golem, and on those used all of his, he had a big first wave, let's say. But no matter, who cares? So now we go on to the second wave. And so I'm going to take all 4 of these guys, these Orc Raiders, and technically I probably should have put the Orc Raiders first, just basically because if I can do that, then I can kill minions of the other person. But, theoretically, he probably wants to attack me again, because the only way you score points is when you take out all of the towers that are there. So, but let's hopefully I can get at least 1 4, right? And I can destroy this guy. So I got, oh, cool, I got 2 5s, and I got this. So normally, like, let's say, he had maybe like a demon or whatever in his side. So I can run over, and I can go ahead and I kill his demon, and I'd have to, he'd lose that. He'd probably be very upset about that. And then this guy, the orc is killed that I ran in there. This 2 is gone, but I take out the last tower, and I have these 2 5s left over. And I've destroyed all of those things that are right there. So, now, if all the towers in the Defending Lane are destroyed, I get to roll all the remaining dice that I have left, these two guys right here, and I'm going to go ahead, and what I want to do is, actually, I want to get that result. I want to get a result that has that little star on there, if you can see that. And because when I get the star, I score points. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and roll these two, and of course... Of course I didn't. When the chips are down, I didn't pull that off at all. So you can see it can be kind of tough and difficult to score points when you do. But I'd still get to go ahead and kill one of his minions because I rolled that, and then they were done. So then I take this last one, and I get to return them to the supply. So it goes all the way around again. Maybe this guy attacks me and does some damage and takes out... score some points. But now I get my final wave 3, and if I can just somehow manage to roll a 6 on these dice, then I'll pull this off. Hold on. And I didn't. And you can't run away again. It doesn't work again. So that would be my entire thing. But if I rolled, say I rolled 1-6 there, I would have been able to score a point. And as I said, the first person to 8 points wins. So maybe this person didn't attack me. Nothing happened over there. If I have been attacked, you get to, like I said, you get to roll for the catapult first. If you roll a catapult result, you get to kill a minion. So if I had been attacked on this side, I would have been able to kill a minion immediately before they get to do their attacks. The next round starts up. I go ahead and I'll just put that over there because you lose the other towers. And then I'm going to go ahead. Oh, and I should mention that if you ever lose the tower, I think I said that, but if I didn't, if you lose the tower with the catapult on it, you lose the catapult as well. But there you go. And then now we reboot for another round. It goes around the table, and the first person to score 8 points wins the game. It is very fast-paced. It is a lot of fun. It is all about giant buckets of dice, so obviously I had a lot of fun with it. I'm not the biggest tower defense fan of those types of games, mostly because I don't really like playing games solo. You know, most tower defense games are solo, but this one isn't, and it seems to me that like this one has a lot of really good decisions that you get to make, and a lot of table talk, and a lot of interactivity, and I've had a lot of fun playing it. Plus, having all the cool, crazy critters is really, really fun, and I can just see the expansion possibilities for this game of having tons more dice and tons more just stuff without really messing with the game inherently, right? More spells, more creatures, you know, more tower defenses, stuff like that. And I really am excited to see where this game goes. But I'll talk all about that and more in my final thoughts. Well, as I said, and you may or may not believe, like, I'm not the biggest fan of like the tower defense like genre of video games. It always seems like it's set up in some way just to ultimately, well, you ultimately fail, right? It's just like all those games where it's like you're setting up your different defenses in these little chains or whatever. You got to come up with these little combos and, you know, slow down the creature, and then so your machine guns can hit them faster, and set up these missiles that have longer ranges and all that stuff. And basically you get to that like point where no matter what you do, you just can't win. You reach that kind of brick wall, and I, you know, I mean, I enjoy it for what they are, but it's one's ultimately just like a solo game, and most of the time when I'm going to be playing a game that's solo, it's something where I enjoy more tactical things. I would enjoy more strategic things, but where I enjoy a game that has like a story that it tells me, like that kind of like draws me in. And so, you know, that technically really isn't usually tower defense. Now, all that being said, I was very, very pleasantly surprised with Epic Dice due to the fact that it kind of uses some things that I really, really enjoyed in other games. I really, really enjoy rolling the die and seeing what the face does. And like if you've watched also my older videos, I'm a big fan of the game Quarriors. I think it is a very undervalued gem of a game. And I really also enjoyed Hero Dice, the game that kind of came after that kind of borrowed from that mentality. And this one obviously was inspired by those games, but it has this really, really fun theme of being able to attack each other's castles using all these cool monsters. And I guess ultimately when I heard it was like, yeah, you're going to recruit evil monsters to do your bidding in the hopes of killing your friends, I was just kind of like, well, I can't see how this game is going to disappoint me, and it didn't disappoint me at all. My friends and I, we had a lot of fun with it. It is one of those things, as I said, eminently expandable. I'm really interested to see what the creator has up his sleeve as far as expanding upon this wonderful base game that he has. And by base game, it really isn't like, you know, some people say, oh, it's the base game, so it's got like 3 things in it. No, I mean, you get tons of monsters. You get like a bunch of spells and lots of different options and things that you can play with. And we didn't grow stale over repeated plays, just basically because you have that high interactivity, you have that one-on-one thing going on between you and the other players. And there's also different variants you can play as well, located within the rules. So there you go. I mean, I've had a lot of fun with it. If you like dice and you like the fantasy theme and you've liked those games I mentioned, kind of like Warriors and Hero Dice and things like that, I think you're really going to want to give this one a look, because I think you're going to have a heck of a lot of fun with it. And if you just like dice and monsters, I think you should take a look at it as well. So, there you go. If you have any questions about the game, ask away. I'd be happy to answer those. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video, and until next time, I'm the Undead Viking, and I'm telling you to have yourself one heck of an awesome day. Alright, bye-bye.